Greetings, YouTube. Hey, be sure to join me this week as I check out Coco Comics. That's right, a collector's comic book from the 1940s. This particular one, number 40, from 1948. Back in the day when comic books cost 10 cents. You'll see me review this week on the Daily Dan blog, but if you want a little quick preview of some of the stuff you're going to see in Coco Comics, check this out. I didn't cover it too much when I did my review, but this has one of the coolest old ads from 1948 you're ever going to see. You could actually buy a ukulele or a gas-powered engine. Remember when black lights were $1.19? I had that stupid drinking bird later on, but the bike motor, you could put this on your little bike-o-meter and tell how many miles you rode. Come on. And really cool stuff is at the top. You could have had radios, slot machines, a 150 shot water pistol. Is that not cool? But the BB guns is what really got my attention. 500 shot air pistol. Remember, I actually had one of these later on. I paid a little more than $2.95 for mine. Electric detective outfit. That's pretty cool. Huh? I don't even know what that is. I'm going to have to look that up. Telescopes. But look at these. You could have got the same gun Lee Harvey Oswald bought to kill Kennedy right there, buddy, for $11.95. Or you could have had the really cool Super BB pistol. I love all this old stuff. I would have ordered every bit of it if I'd been alive in 1948. Another thing also caught in this, it was called Super Mouse, and it absolutely has to be the prototype. The prototype for Mighty Mouse, here I come to save the day. This has to be what inspired Mighty Mouse for sure. Be sure to check out the full review on the Daily Dan blog. And if you ever heard of Dodger, the Brooklyn squirrel, he looks a lot like Johnny Boots. Check out Johnny Boots. Check out my review and find out where the Rescue Rangers may have actually come from. A black and white cat that gets into all kind of mischief. We call him Tuffy. In the old days, they called him Tuffy. Now we might call him Sylvester. What? That's right. The inspiration for the cat we call Sylvester may have been in this comic book from 1948. And if you want to see the associated pictures with Reddy Woodpecker, that's right, the predecessor of Woody Woodpecker, the guy who hung out with Chilly Willy when he was called Punchy Penguin. If you want to see all this, you're going to have to watch my review on the Daily Dan blog. Who was Reddy Woodpecker? The story is here. And I'm not sure if kids will even get this, because if you're a kid, you probably shouldn't read about Fuddles. That's right. Fuddles might not be a good story. You know, it's actually wrote by this chick named Betty Cummings. Betty Cummings. Betty Cummings! Betty Cummings. Betty Cummings wrote Fuddles. What? Well, at least this comic book knows how silly it actually is, as the last story in it is called Silly. If you want to see this silly story about these silly foxes and learn how one of these foxes goes on to be a star of a Disney movie, you'll have to watch the review. So go over to the Daily Dan blog right now and watch the review for this comic book, or this guy might come visit you tonight. And be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for me. Be sure to check out my review of this comic book on the Daily Dan blog. Be sure to check out Dave Sunstorm. Be sure to check out Thresh Fondo. Be sure to check out the Unapologetic Geek and Brainbenders Banners and Golden Ranger TV.